talk about pricing, that kind of those kind of details yet. Toyota doesn't want that out yet. But what we can do is we can talk to Chad here about this giant touchscreen. So, Chad Moore, nice to see you. Nice to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you.
All right, 2017 Toyota Prius Prime. And what are we looking at here? This is a big screen. I think I heard today it was Toyota's largest.
Toyota's largest screen we've ever made, 11.6 inches, measuring across, of course. And a lot of unique functionality on the screen. You can see me using the quick menu at the bottom here, being able to do a lot of swiping functionality. There's some hotspots on here as far as kind of what we think the 3 most commonly used features would be on the info. Shows you energy here. It's pretty hot out here today, so we are using the climate. And a little bit different energy screen than some of our other Prius models that you may be familiar with.
Are those 3 highlighted things, is that adjustable at all, or is that preset and we can't, like, users can't change that, right?
No, with the exception of, so for these we've just determined what we think are the 3 most commonly used functions: go home, previous destination, with the exception of the Entune app suite.
Okay.
So with the Entune app suite, you can actually reorder it so that whatever 3 you reorder here will be the 3 around there, because we know everybody, may have different preferences on what their 3 most favorite Entune apps are. In addition to that, this vehicle also comes with some pinch zooming functionality, as you can see here. You can swipe around, maybe we have some of our charging stations shown on here on the map, downloaded through the Entune map. You can navigate to the charging station here, maybe to get some info. It's at Ojai City Hall, available 24 hours a day, and then we could just go ahead and straight navigate to there using this.
I was wondering about this when I was driving today. Once you're in this mode where you've hit somewhere else and that little target symbol has moved, what's the easiest way to get back to showing your car? When I hit home, that was it. But is there another way to just like get back?
The easiest way is, you're right, to hit home. Just to hit home here, and it'll always take you back to where your GPS
because sometimes that was frustrating.
is.
I didn't know where I was on the map, and I was like, bring it back.
Yeah, we also have climate on here. You can manage all your climate settings here. Another nice feature, well, of course we have audio, but it's always going to show the map up here. And if I was driving, my turn-by-turn would be in this quadrant. So no matter what you're doing, that extra screen space is really valuable, because it allows you to keep your map up here, not miss any turns, and keep your driver viewing angle up. The other thing is, if you can go up to the multi-information display, so you can see as I cycle through the different icons here, it's showing up on the multi-information display which icon I'm using. And that's just to help keep my driver viewing angle closer to the windshield.
So your hand's down here, your eyes are up there, and once you get to the one you want, then you kind of look back down again for the more precise thing. Yeah,
exactly.
What is this serve a purpose? The little picture of the Prius itself up there?
It really is just it's just the top graphic that's on the car. Actually, when it kind of drives up there on the intro graphic when we first started up. There's a little bit of an intro graphic, intro music, and it lights up there. But while the vehicle's on and the screen's on, this top graphic maintains the same up here.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of wondered. I mean, there is all this space, but this space feels a little bit wasted with the icon. It's not ugly, but I didn't know if it served a purpose other than just kind of being there. And it doesn't even match the color of the car.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't change here. It is that is kind of the stock photo up there. It does keep kind of a symmetrical design. For example, if I were to open the audio here, you see that curved look. It's almost the identical amount of space from here to here.
Mm-hmm. And this is just saying there's no phone connected? Is that what that little symbol is there?
Yeah, so I'm not connected via Bluetooth right now, but if I was, it would be on there, and then next to that you would actually get your reception, bars of reception.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I saw that while I was driving, and I wasn't quite sure what it was. When, we look at this, I was able to do some things while I was driving. Like, not everything felt as responsive as I wanted it to be. How happy are the engineers and you, just at Toyota with this screen? I mean, I know it's big, I know it's new, but it's tough. People do like real buttons. This one has, a few sort of touch-sensitive things, and then of course the hazards are a real button. But like, is this top of the line? Do you want it to get better? Like, where's the thinking on this as it's going to be implemented in the Prime?
Well, again, this is the largest screen we've ever used, so this is, it's a new area for us, and I think we're happy with the amount of responsiveness on such a big screen, being able to move the wraparound and doing different things. So I think it is very responsive for that. But you are right. Some customers may be more used to physical buttons, right? Like we have this here and this here. But it is more of what we call our capacitive touch buttons, where these are more kind of touch buttons around the bezel here, and then everything else obviously on the screen is touch as well. It is very similar. If anyone out there has used our current onboard and integrated navigation systems and our Entune audio systems, it is, the menu system is a bit different, using this or our menu that pops up here. But outside of that, once you get used to the menu system, a lot of the features work the same as our other systems. So just to keep it consistent with the rest of the lineup.
Mm-hmm. And this was a new menu design where you hit this and then sort of these hot, or I don't know what they're called, but sort of like the main choices
the menu
come
bubbles
up
here.
Yeah.
It is a new menu design, and we felt that with this larger screen, having the ability to kind of eliminate some of the buttons on the outside here that are in some of our other cars to get to some of these functions, we could use more of it on the screen. And so this is a new menu design. We'll see how it works, but I think a lot of people are really going to like it. It's really intuitive and easy to navigate.
Mm-hmm. There are a few other buttons down here. Like I said, we're still sort of under an embargo as far as how they feel, but the Prius Prime, the new plug-in Prius, does have some different modes here. What can you tell me about these different mode buttons down here?
Yeah, so similar to the Prius liftback, this drive mode button actually is the same as the Prius liftback. Will cycle through Eco, Power, and Normal drive mode. So normal being your normal, and as I cycle through, you can actually see up here on the multi-information display the different modes I'm cycling through. That's basically going to monitor your throttle response sensitivity. So if I want a little bit easier way to get a little bit more pickup, I can use power mode. Eco mode will more smoothly accelerate off the line. So eco mode will actually help me probably achieve a little bit better gas mileage, especially for someone like myself that may have a bit of a lead foot. It really does help me kind of ease into the acceleration of that. The other modes here are more based on power source. So the standard mode is your EV mode, and as long as you have adequate charge in your battery, that will be the default mode, which means that it'll be forcing all electric power, and you'll be able to use all electric power as long as you have a battery state to charge, which, as you can see up here, above this blue line means that we have EV mode range. Mm-hmm. And that EV mode range again will stay in all electric mode. We're using the AC right now. The engine won't turn on as long as we have that state of charge in the battery. Now, once that state of charge expires, it'll basically go into what we call HV mode, or I could do that manually here if I wanted to save EV range for later, or if I just, like I said, depleted the state of charge on the battery, it would still allow me to go into HV mode, which is your hybrid vehicle mode. It basically drives the same as a normal Prius would, right? You're going to use a blend of gasoline and electric power, and once the electric power goes down, it'll use different forms of regeneration to kind of maintain that charge. And again, as I said, you can also use it if you wanted to save EV range for later. It would maintain your state of charge there. The final button over here is Eevee Auto. So this button is for manually cycling. If I wanted to control EV or HV mode, this Eevee Auto mode is actually going to automatically cycle in between the EV and HV modes. And what that may be useful for is if I'm going on a long road trip and I know that I'm going to expend all of my EV range through my road trip and then move into the hybrid range. I may decide that I might want to use my EV range at the beginning or the end or the middle of my trip. This will actually automatically use the EV range as its most efficient, right? So maybe my trip, it's better to use some of my EV range on certain parts of the trip, maybe when I'm not going as much uphill, or maybe when I'm coasting downhill. It'll kind of maximize that to make sure your total range is more efficient. So that would kind of be the EV Auto mode. I think most customers will probably just stick with the EV mode and use that until they expend their EV range and then switch over to HV. But it does add some additional flexibility for someone that wants it.
And that falls into the category of things we can't talk about. So we're going to have to leave it at that. I will tell you that we have a commenter named Will said this will be his next car as he's watching the video. So
oh, great.
Somebody's already excited about it, and I think we'll be able to talk about what it's like to drive soon. But thanks for sharing with Autoblog Green Readers how the new touchscreen works in the 2017 Prius Prime, and we'll see you again someday.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Yeah,
Chad.
sounds good. Look out for more information to come.